So this is the new Dr. Phil set.
This is the new Dr. Phil set. We got 5 acres under roof here. We got parking out there for 600 cars. I have never seen anything like what we have here.
No.
Yeah.
This is, first of all, it's massive.
Yeah, you can skate in here.
You had dreams, but did you ever see this?
No, I did not. But it feels right. It feels right.
Yeah.
Now that it's coming together, and I'm more excited about this than I was when I launched Dr. Phil in 2002.
Well, this is something special. This is our entire network. This
Yeah.
is Phil Network. You know,
Yeah.
we're doing the Phil Network.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, tell me.
This tells me you will be doing more than ever. I thought
Yeah.
like you would come to Texas and slow down a little bit. You're really going to ramp things up.
No, we're 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This area over here, you're looking into the actual control room. That is the control room, so it can and will be on camera. This wall is interesting. You remember Minority Report?
Yes.
When they would pull things up on the
Yeah.
glass? That glass is set up that way, so
No way. Come on.
so I can pull stuff up on the glass. And so we got it going on. We're gonna have 4 hours of news every day, and it's a different news.
What is the difference between this news and say a CNN or an MSNBC and the other?
This news is going to actually be news. It's going to be fact-based, straight from the shoulder news, no spin. We're going to tell people what happened and let them decide if it's good news or bad news.
Dr. Phil won't be in the anchor chair, but he'll be very busy.
But you know, go big or go home.
Yes, the 73-year-old Emmy winner is bringing back his show, Dr. Phil Primetime, when Merritt Street Media launches April 2nd. His new book is the blueprint for the show.
The title of the book is We've Got Issues. And clearly we do. I think one of the things is this cancel culture. I think they've pushed too far. They've pushed too hard, and people are going, now, wait a minute. It's gone so far. They don't, the words we can't say.
Yes.
Some universities don't have Office of Admissions anymore. It implies that somebody could be rejected. Well, yes. So now they call it Office of Enrollment Management. Get over yourself. You know, come on, get over yourself. You can't say now homelessness, people are experiencing being unhoused. Well, that doesn't put a roof over their head. Pick your battles. We need to fix the problem. And I talk about the 10 principles for a healthy society, and one of them is we need to stop trying to win arguments and start trying to solve problems. And we don't do enough of that, and we need to start, and I'm really trying to inspire people to do that.
Also in the book, you touch on relationships, which I think is very important, and checklists and checking in on your relationship.
Yeah.
And being someone who's had a very successful and long-lasting relationship, you have interesting insight into it.
Yeah, let's admit I'm married well, so that's one of the reasons I've been married 47
She's put up
years.
with you.
Yeah, 47 years is a long time, but you know, it's family, as I say, is the backbone of America. And as a result, it starts at home, right? We've got to start paying attention and regarding each other again, listening to each other again. The number one principle I have in the book is be who you are on purpose. Live with intention. And that begins with the family and your relationship. And I think it's the right time. It's the right time for this book. It's the right time for Dr. Phil Primetime. I think people are ready for some common sense again. They're ready to get back. It's all about bringing a message to America.
It works so well that people now consider you, they consider you Phil. Like my mother, her friends, my father when he was alive, they were like, "This, oh yeah, I'm watching Phil. Phil's talking about this." People now feel like you are a part of them. And will we get more of that here?
You know, I'm so glad you asked that. You always ask the right questions. But I am going to deal with broader issues like nothing political, I am apolitical. I'm talking about cultural issues. I don't think there's a dime's worth of difference between Democrat, Republican. I don't care about all of that. We do better in gridlock. Longer we're gridlocked, safer I feel. I really feel that I've always talked to real people who were dealing with real challenges, looking for real solutions. And nothing has changed from that. Some of the questions are different, some of the challenges are different, but if I'm talking about a social issue, I'm going to talk about it not with a bunch of talking head experts like a cable news show. I'm going to talk about it through the eyes of the people that are impacted by it. I did a show on immigration, and first off, I went to the border and I spent time down there with the guards. I spent time on the river. I was in a helicopter flying over the river, watching these groups of migrants. Here, I don't care what some politician thinks about it. Who cares what they think? I want to hear from people that are living it, lived experiences that they can share with others so people know what's really going on. That's what we're doing. And this entire network is going to be, for better or worse, it's going to be based on the values that in my 45 years of being in the mental health profession, being among the people, have taught me are critically important. And that begins with common sense and truth and rationality.
Dr. Phil is partnering with Trinity Broadcasting to launch the channel, which will be available on streaming and cable platforms like DirecTV and Dish Network.
What would you say to people who say, well, is he going to TBN and is this going to be a religious network, or is he going to have, is it going to be infused in his programming and everything? Because people expect a certain Phil.
You're going to get the same Dr. Phil fix that you've gotten every day, always. I haven't changed, and I'm not going to change. I always ask straightforward questions and give commonsensical, evidence-based advice. This is not a religious program. It's not a political program. I'm a Christian. I say that proudly. I don't hide that, but it's not part of the programming here. That's just not what this is about.
So this network is really giving you the freedom now.
Yes, it is.
To say and feel what maybe in genres or in other places you couldn't.
Well, I had an hour a day.
Right.
Now I got 24 hours a day. And it's Dr. Phil and friends. And I got a lot of people here, and we all share the same value system. Please welcome Chris Harrison and Lauren Zima.
We broke the news that Chris Harrison and his wife, former ET correspondent Lauren Zima, are joining the network. Chris is returning to TV for the first time in nearly 3 years since the former Bachelor host and ABC parted ways.
Call it divine intervention, karma, kismet, whatever it is. The fact that Dr. Phil created this network in my own backyard here in Dallas, it means the world to me. To not only be returning to television, but to be doing it here in a hometown crowd.
Coming back to Texas was something that we talked about on our first date. So now to be living here and starting a new work chapter here together is a really beautiful moment.
We're developing a morning talk show with those two. We'll come out of news and into a show with those two. And with Chris, we're developing a relationship show with him that is so novel, so different. It has dating elements in it, but this is so different and so novel. It is flipping the script in a way that I think people are going to become addicted to it in a week.
Who else is going to be on? Who will join you?
Nancy Grace will be here. We've got a true crime vertical, and she's going to be involved in that. Bear Grylls is part of our programming. Mike Rowe is part of our programming. I've licensed the Cops franchise and Jail. They'll be here because a lot of people like that. True crime is really very popular among people right now. Robin's going to have a lifestyle show that will be on in the mornings. And our goal was if we could start being in 50 million homes. And I think we'll actually launch in close to 90 million.
When you drive in here each and every day, what goes through your mind? What do you think when you pull up to this thing?
The hell am I thinking?